As Black and brown women navigating this terrain of life, we must be diligent and mindful to stay rooted in our truth. There's always going to be pressure that want to attempt to dilute us. Note that your greatness can never be diluted, because we are of greatness. We are from greatness. Don't let any distraction dislocate you from what God has already stamped on your soul. Good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever time of the day it is when you see this video. It is morning time here. I just finished up having my coffee time with God, praying, meditating, and journaling. And as I was wrapping it up, God said, I want you to share your journal entry. And I was like, why? Yes, I asked a question. I did. I asked, because that's how God and I have a relationship. I was like, why? I'm so uncomfortable because first, this is my private time, my private space and time with God. I mean, yes, I have shared downloads, messages I've gotten from God and conversations, but I've never actually shared my journal entry. That is new. And I was like, are you sure? And God was like, yes, I want you to share your journal entry. So as uncomfortable as I am, and I am, like I really am, let's jump into it. Let me share my journal entry with you. Let me share what God whispered in my ear this morning. So let's jump into it. Okay, as much as I wanted to remain on my couch and share my journal entry, it wasn't happening. So I got onto a flat surface here so I can share my journal entry. So this morning I was awakened with God whispering in my ear, do not become distracted from your greatness. Do not become distracted from your greatness. And when I heard this, I first thought, let me stay focused. Let me get back on track. Let me tighten up my discipline. As I was saying these thoughts, God interrupted and says, no, I need you to sit with this. And I even say here, thank you for sitting me down in my stillness. Because if you know, God will sit you down. And I was sat down in the stillness of God. And as I continued to meditate and pray around this statement, it didn't sound as profound as some of the things that God had given me. However, when I dug into it, it was like, no. It means that I want you to remain deep in your truth. I want you to understand that greatness is planted inside you. That is not something that you earn, because God has already placed greatness within you. This is so important because as leaders today, when we step into leadership, we are bombarded with distractions. And as a Black woman or a brown woman in a leadership position, you find out really quickly that systems have been designed to reduce you, voices want to silence you, pressures want to dilute you. But the greatness, the kind that God is downloaded into your spirit, that is not something that is optional. It is already stilled in your essence. And so nothing or no one can separate you from that. And so here when it says, do not become distracted from, it's even the thought of this form of feeling like I am separated from my greatness. You know, sometimes we say step into your greatness, and God is reminding us that you don't have to step into it because you've never really stepped out of it. Now, maybe your attention was distracted, but you never stepped out of that. So if I am from greatness, that means then that my greatness cannot be discarded because I am made of it, that it is embedded in my physical and spiritual and soulful DNA. And so nothing that anyone does can ever diminish that, no matter what, including myself. And then I began to really look at this word distraction. When you say I'm distracted, It means you're dislocated. I'm out of position. When I say that all these things are distracting me from doing what I need to focus on, it's saying that I'm allowing myself to be pulled out of position and dislocated. One of the things God said to me, and I'm sharing, is do not allow anything to move you, not grief, not worry, not fear, not the noise, to move you away from what? Where I have already positioned you. So it really is about the recognition and the awareness that you are of greatness and you are born into greatness. And why is that? This is the part that I was like, okay, God, I see you. Imago Dei. Imago Dei. This means of God's image. Of God's image. The presence and the power of God is within you. God said to me, and I'm sharing this because it's also to you, my image is stamped in and embedded within your soul. God's image is stepped in and embedded within your soul. So therefore, do not become distracted from your greatness. Do not become distracted from what I have poured into your spiritual DNA. Do not allow anyone to dissuade, diminish, or distract you from who you are. And then God goes on to say, you are the treasure, you are the gem, you are the essence. Do not let anything, and this is where I'm like, okay, dislocate you, misplace you, pull you, draw you away from your truth. The truth that your greatness has been stamped on your soul, or draw you away from me. As Black and brown women navigating this terrain of life, we must be diligent and mindful to stay rooted in our truth. There will always be systems that want to reduce us. There will always be voices that want to silence us. And there's always going to be pressure that want to attempt to dilute us. Note that your greatness can never be diluted. But hear me when I say, we're not stepping into greatness. We are not chasing greatness. We are of greatness. We are from greatness. Don't let any distraction dislocate you from what God has already stamped on your soul. So take that piece of soul food today and go about your business knowing that I'm already grounded in the depth that is undividable, undiminished of God's greatness. Have a good day.